Hello everyone. I thought I would do one in the daylight this time and just show you around. And now that we can see everything a lot better now, there's a lot of Mayoi just kind of scrambling around, and this is the wetter area. As you can tell, there's a lot of moss and stuff growing over here. There's mint over here, and I'm pretty sure the Mayoi has rooted into the ground about right here, and then yep. And then there's more mint, and then I have pitcher plants like kind of spread out everywhere. They look a little rough. We've been having really bad storms lately. Sorry. And there's a lot of phlegm in my throat right now. I have all these ice cream bananas here. And back there's a canna lily. And I like to hide this area because we have like pipes and stuff that aren't even being used anymore, and they're just kind of rusty and old, so I'm trying to hide them with plants and stuff. Begonia Griffin, I think is what it's called. A buff cypress, looking nice. Excuse me. Cannas, they're being little buttholes this year. Every new leaf is just like that, but hopefully they'll be better next year. Those are in the ground, big tall ones. Keep the green ones in pots because they spread way too fast. Then over here we have I did not plant this garden. I literally planted none of this. The irises, the marigolds, I just sprinkled some seeds, didn't really plant them. Everything else just kind of sprouted. Only need to change the water in there for hummingbirds. And then my bird of paradise here, I did plant this. It's in a pot though, so it's not really growing in the ground. I think there's a new leaf coming out. The alocasias I did not plant. Whenever things start to die on me, I throw them out in the yard, and sometimes they sprout, and this is where I throw most of my stuff. So strawberries are looking a little rough. They'll recover. There's some over here. Like I said, marigolds, they're everywhere. But yeah, I just love the way that they smell, and they're really pretty when they bloom. Blueberries, there's a blueberry there. Resurrection fern. Some more Begonia Griffin. This one, there was a branch that fell actually right here on top of everything over here. It punctured some of the leaves. But other than that, it's not too bad. And we have the golden pothos here. Sorry, the light's probably really bad because the sun's shining on you. Oops. Ooh, let's see, right there. Maybe. Orchid cactus, kangaroo fern. There's my staghorn. Fuzzy Wuzzy Tradescantia, I think that's what it's called. Anthurium hookerii, Dendrobium orchid in bloom. Starting to fade out at the moment. I forgot the name of this alocasia. I'm pretty sure it's Portadata? I don't know. And then I have this dwarf one back here. It's very nice in a pot back there. It's got a little trunk on it. Hibiscus, this is doing great. It's in a very, 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 very tiny pot for the size of the plant. And then we have the Cavendish banana. Yep. You can tell because of splotches. The Neurogelia fireball. This guy, I never water it. It's in a hanging basket. It only gets water when it rains, and it's dripping at the moment because the storm we had. Lots and lots of growth. There's grass growing in it somehow. Yeah, just fun things all around. And there's some orchids in there, oncidiums and a dendrobium. Have to keep clearing my throat. It keeps getting clogged up with phlegm again. And then we have my amaryllis, which I've had forever. The leaves on it are 3 feet tall now. Well, long, but they're not tall at the moment. And then we have the Florida Beauty, or Florida Green philodendron. Mine actually has started blooming. Here's the flower. I think it faded out, yeah. Pick it off real quick. There's the flower. It's closed up already. See if I can peel it open. There you go. Just toss it. But there are other blooms on it. There's, I think the other day I counted 12. It's a very happy plant. You can see there's one there and one there. And then the amaryllis has not bloomed in a while. Oh, my Vandas. There we go. Now I'm in the shade again. I did take the Spanish moss off of this Vanda. I didn't want to smother it because look at all these green root tips. The other one though is perfectly fine because all the root tips are way down here. Oh, there's a cicada in that. Or they're way back here. One does continually try to bloom. Where is it? I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one back here. Yeah, it's this one back here. My Dendrobium aggregatum I've had for a while now. I've had this for like 2 years now. Look at all of those roots in there. So much new growth. It has not bloomed at all. So I really hope I get some blooms on this guy. There's Spanish moss everywhere. And whenever the storm came, it like blew a ton of the bald cypress. So I replaced it with a banana tree. Like it just ripped right through the bald cypress. A few of the pond plants got destroyed, but everything else is fine. There's Spanish moss everywhere, obviously. The foxtail palm is doing okay for growing in shade, I guess. This one is the one that I bring indoors in the winter. The other one that I used to bring indoors is over there. It's 9 feet tall now. And has a tiny little bit of trunk. What variety of pink princess are these? There's a bee right here. I think these are marbled variety. And then I have a regular pink princess in the greenhouse. And then here's the Tycon asparagus fern. I've had this guy forever too. Look at this pot that it's in. And you have these massive leaves. Spanish moss again. Wow, look at that. Just take that and throw it right up there. Orange bird of paradise back here. No flowers yet. Hopefully I'll get some eventually. And back there is a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma and another amaryllis. And this is kind of cool. It's just growing straight up. Hopefully it'll continue growing up to the pane there. Another thing that I found that's cool, sorry I keep going up and down, is that the roots here on my Rhaphidophora decuversa are attached to my porch. Oh, sorry, I was not even looking at it. There's roots there, right there, and then some of them actually go down in the cracks like this one. Dragon tail vine is what that goes by, a common name. If I spin you around here, you see all my pitcher plants. You see Nepenthes Hamada ventricosa, Nepenthes Mimi's Kiss basil here. That took, thank Lord. Nepenthes Nymphora, I'm pretty sure that's how you say that. I've heard different pronunciations. Gymnymphora, Gamnymphora, Nymphora, I don't know. Then we have ventricosa, obviously. Ventrata, this plant is just a trooper. I have 2 of them. This one's my oldest, you can tell. And it's finally got a little basil. There's a slug in there. Gross. I'll be stomping on that guy. There's basil starting to form now. I haven't got any new pitchers in a while, so I'm assuming it's going to start vining. This one, however, no pitchers in a while, but it's making tons and tons of baby basils. Burkii Hamada back there with a bit of green swag in there. Doing good. Just opened a new funky looking pitcher, and then back there is Mimi's Kiss. It's starting to open a pitcher. It's really hot outside today and humid. I've had this Calathea for a while. It's a very full plant, if you can tell. It's very fuzzy and soft feeling. I'm pretty sure it's called Rufra Barbara. Plantain. And then we have a Phalaenopsis here. Oh, there's a spider nest under there. Nope, I forgot about that. Look at that. Ugh. Do not do spiders. Hate spiders, but they're good for the environment. I only care for jumping spiders. But it's very attached to this piece of, I don't know what this is. Cork, maybe? Cedar? Dendrobium roots. I'm trying to show you the roots. Some right there. Then we have the resurrection fern. Obviously, I have this plant growing in all my trees. It's just everywhere, especially the oaks. Okay. This is a Encyclia orchid, I think. lily here. I'm hoping that this guy just dies back and comes back next year. It's very root-bound. There's 2 bulbs in here, and I got 3 growth points this year. We have all this papyrus. All the newer growth is starting to be taller and taller, which is nice, I guess. We're moving into some of the orchids and more difficult to care for things. And then I'll spin you back around and we can look at all my other houseplants that are in full sun. Let's see, we have Philodendron Bellitiae. This plant does not like sunlight at all, if you can tell. I tried putting it in full sun, did not like that. It's in a tiny pot though. Some nice roots in there. Some nice begonias back in the back. Another pink princess. This is a marbled one. Dendrobium spectable. This one is about 2 to 3 weeks old, I think. I did it before I got like left for the vacation that I went on. Why does it sound like that? But starting to attach nicely. And I had to move the Tillandsia bulbosa because it was getting blown out of the bald cypress continuously. And here's another, I did not do this plant. This is another Encyclia. This is just a plant that like fell out of the pot. And it's been sitting here and I just ripped it off that, but oh well. It's not supposed to be growing on the wood, but it is. Here's a Cattleya. Don't know what variety, but it's really cool. Sheaf Queen Lightning, Orange Splash. Okay, it'll be exciting when it blooms. Sounds like a really cool name. A lot of dendrobiums in here. There's a Brassivolia nodosa. This one is Yellow Bird. I think there's a flower. Yep, there's a flower coming out. There's one there. Another one somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Every time a new cane forms, I've noticed flowers come out. There's another flower coming there. And then here's my tray of sphagnum moss. I did have to weed out this section here. And then the rest of it's still pretty green, and there's a ton of Cape Sendus in there. But obviously there's a few butterworts. I think there's a Primula flora in there, yep. We have club moss back here. Some Purpurea, Adelaide, very dewy one. Some Capensis and Madagascariensis Drosera in there. Sorry, I keep focusing and unfocusing the camera. Some Utricularia longifolia. Utricularia calycephala. I am so excited for these to bloom. They usually start blooming for me around October when the temperature starts to cool down a little bit more. See, like right now we're in the prime and it's really hot and humid and disgusting here, but the plants love it. I can't say that the same. And then I'm happy to say that all of my Drosera intermedia leaf cuttings that I took have successfully propagated. Whoa, what is happening? Okay. Oh, I don't know if you can see. There's one there. I think there's 3 on that leaf. And then there's all of the other ones. They all have little baby intermediates growing at the tips of the leaves. Bladderwort, this is Utricularia. Why is my phone doing this? Utricularia gibba. There's tons of mosquito larvae in there, and this plant is just doubled in size. It just keeps eating and eating and eating. You can see there's mosquitoes everywhere in there. Sarracenia, I don't know. Some sphagnum moss in here. Don't remember what species. It's the same stuff as this. I kind of color coded it. We have brown, green, red. Yeah. Obviously we need some stuff from the storm. Vanda orchid, finally. It blew over, so I had to bring it over here. It's very attached to this terracotta pot though, so that's nice. The dendrobium is also attached, like this is me tugging on it. Oncidium, I've already showed this in the other video, but it looks better mounted, so that's what I did. And hopefully that'll take and be very established. Here's another plantain. Nope, this one's Bashu. I forgot. My bad. We have the lemon lime philodendron. I found this at Home Depot. It was on clearance for like $5. It was very small and damaged. flip you around, ignore all the leaves and stuff. Here is my, let me just see if I can, there we go. Sorry, I know I just turned the camera. There's my bald cypress. There are about 15 pounds of Spanish moss on this one tiny little tree, and I don't think that's very healthy for the tree, but the tree doesn't mind, I don't think. I hope not. I'm trying to untangle some of the branches there. There's a ton of other tillandsias on here. We have the yellow ionantha, the red tip ionantha. I don't remember the name of this one, but I have another one somewhere on here. There it is. Tillandsia guzmanii. Pretty sure that's a Florida invasive right there, but those roots, man. I love the air plant roots, are so gorgeous. Here's my oldest clump of ionantha. This one is red tips. Very gorgeous plant. Do a little back view. The back is very bare, but there is some resurrection fern. And then we have the water hyacinth, and there's some utricularia gibbet growing down there. You can see it's a very invasive carnivorous plant. It doesn't really care. As long as there's not a lot of nutrients in the water, it will grow. Oh, there's a root there. I see it. Anyways, let's see. There's a root coming out there. I love watching the roots grow in air plants. It takes forever, but it's worth the wait, because after they get attached, you can just, and you're good to go. Down here is an orchid. It's kind of hidden in the jungle, but the roots, they almost are in the water, and the plant is very, very, very well hydrated, I promise. Sarracenias, these guys are doing great this year. Last year they had a bit of a rough time because we had a very late frost, and then the summer was really hot and dry. This year it's very wet and humid. They love that. Pretty sure there's a brevifolia sundew growing back there. There's a capillaris right there. They're not the same, you can tell with the petioles. There's the first Sarracenia flava pitcher that formed and actually opened for me since I got the plant in the mail. Pretty sure this one is Sarracenia ruglii, also known as the red-throated pitcher. I also repotted my Sarracenia purpurea, and there it is. Trachycarpus fortunii is doing great. It's definitely put out 4 or 5 new fronds this year. I know this is one, this is one, this is one, this is one. I think that's it, but this one's from winter, I know, because this was a March leaf here, and then it didn't start growing again until about May. So it's been putting on a ton of growth since then. The coconut palm, it's finally starting to get more pinnate and beautiful. I got this from Lowe's, I want to say about 9 months ago. Like, here's my queen palm. It's finally taller than me. It was very short for a small amount of time. I bought that one at Myrtle Beach. Here's my Phoenix Robellini, also known as the pygmy date palm. I love the leaves on these, they're just so gorgeous. Down here we have another Phoenix. This one is a pup, and it actually rooted, but it's in very, very, very nasty conditions. I'm going to take it out of there, actually. Good. It's not that hard. Even though I did just decapitate one of my black petunias, it'll be fine. We have this cute planter that I made, Hennin chicks. This is the red variety, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This is growing in dappled to full sun whenever the sun hits at an angle. It's just kind of spreading out. It's growing a lot faster than the one in the shade. On the sitting room's back there, and then there's more resurrection fern back there. Begonia maculata, some kind of orange flowered plant that I love because look at this, like on little pendulums. Oh, I probably should see, it's rained a lot. There we go. This one is, oh, what is your name? Sable Palmetto. There we go. I had to look at the tag because I forgot it. This banana is doing amazing, but obviously it's so hot that the leaves are closed. This is its first week in full sun, and the storm ripped some of the leaves, which is fine because they're supposed to do that when the weather gets a little bad. Pickleweed, here it is in bloom. I usually just catch the, oh, there's a butterfly back there. I usually just catch the flowers whenever they're like this. I haven't been out here in a while. Thalia Diobata. It has a flower spike oh, here it is. It's way over here. Something really cool I can show you, if it hasn't already done it. You can see the flowers. Oh, nope, you can't. I was not paying attention. The stigma actually moves on this plant, which is really cool. It's one of the very few plants that actually does this. Let's see. See? Really cool and fascinating plant. It's bloomed about 3 or 4 times. I keep cutting the flowers off whenever they emerge. Some of the leaves though just got a little brown when I cut them. But this was a flower stalk here. This was a flower stalk. There's a leaf. There's a flower stalk. There was about 4 or 5 flower stalks before I cut them off, and they did not look too hot. And you can see there's a lot of dead growth. I just leave all of the plant material in here. Probably should take it out, but the fish, they just hide in it whenever there's birds and stuff around, I guess. I'm sweating profusely. It's so humid out here. Water hyacinth, these guys are very big and massive. Whoa, look at that. The biggest hyacinth I've ever seen or grown myself. There's a little fish back there. Tons and tons of Utricularia giba in here as well. I mean, it just grows everywhere. Yep. It's just everywhere. Some water lotus in there, and then take it on here without breaking anything because it's such a tight squeeze. You can see the Nymphora luteum here, which is a relative of the water lily, very close relative. And then I have a flower spike coming out right there on the water lily, or flower bud, sorry. That's the pond. There's the 8 feet tall cattail. Yep, all that good stuff. Let's take you down here. Now you can see this in the daylight. Here's the Spanish moss. It's just everywhere. Literally everywhere. The wind blows it, it gets on the ground. I pick it back up and put it in the trees, but sometimes the birds run off with it and they put it in other trees, and it just takes sometimes. Pretty sure this is a Neragilia. I did not plant this. It was in like a little root, I guess, and it sprouted. I don't know the scientific name of this, but this is dappled light. And that's a really cool leaking leaf right there. But this is a dappled light situation. This one gets the less light of them all because it's a shade growing plant, I guess. I can't really see up there, but I just know that there's a lot of new growth. Resurrection ferns are everywhere. Spanish moss again. Really cool plants. And then there's a tree over there. Lightning, yeah, pretty much explains its situation, I guess. There's a tomato. This pole, I hate this pole. It's here for no reason. It's very old. It's like falling apart. It's gross. Wish we could remove it, but we can't. There's tons and tons of garden spiders over here. I really don't like spiders. Look, there's even fuzzy Tradescantia over here. It just spreads crazy. There's the trunk. You can kind of see it on my Christmas palm there. It just broke off a sheath, and yeah, fun. Oop, there's caterpillars in there. Nobody ever sees this side of the the garden really, because they don't think to come back here and move some of the pond plants. But there's bromeliads growing back here. Tons and tons of chocolate chip mint everywhere. What else is back here? Oh, there's some Adansonii monstera. This one is growing crazy. I did not even realize this was out this far. Look at that. The aerial roots. Another Neurogelia. You can see the Adansonias are literally growing in nothing, and they never get watered, so it's just roots. This one is dying. You can barely see the Adansonia needs to move for a second. You can barely see the palm on, or the trunk on my foxtail palm, and it's all the way up here. Sorry, I just like blinded you with the sun and blinded myself in the process. And then here's my philodendron Moonlight, I think is the name of it. I don't know, maybe it's lemon lime again, but it's vining. It's very big. I also got this one clearance for $10 with the other one. Here's a back view on the Phoenix Robellini palm. There's a begonia somewhere in there. Just see if I can just shove you through this crack. Maybe. Nope. This one. There it is. Some more Adansonia. Just wow, creeping up everything, huh? It's also, this one is the only one that's growing in a tiny little solo cup down there. Some Exora here. Sago palm. This guy stayed outside for a while. I just stepped on a bottle. Oops. Anyways, like I said, this guy's just stayed out here for a while. Here's the back view on my Trachycarpus fortunii. Looking nice. And then that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else interesting. Let's see. Oh, actually I do. I lied. There's a golden pothos growing in the ground here. Again, I'm in Tennessee, so this is pretty uncommon here. But I just kind of threw a cutting back here. You can see it was literally 2 leaves, and now it's all the way over here. And I think it's headed for the porch here. Another begonia, did not plant that. Another one, wow, huh, what do you know? There's so many begonias everywhere. There's a strawberry plant, did not plant that. There's so much stuff I have never seen before. Down here, oh, there's resurrection fern. They come like this, like in clumps, and I just set them on wood, and about 3 or 4 months they take. And they're cold hardy here, which is nice. Some orchid roots trying to attach here to the actual palm. Some Spanish moss. Forget the name of that alocasia. Aloha something, or Wakiki? I don't know. Anyways, that's all for my plant tour today. Here's a little overview again. Anyways, bye.